I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. How is everybody this morning? Happy Thursday. Let me tell you what's coming up on the show today. Shall I? Democrat mayors, they're getting grilled on the Hill. Got the heater going. It's like blasting on me. Sorry. DJ Daniel steals everybody's hearts again. And he's such a cutie, isn't he? And Cory Booker makes everybody super uncomfortable. All that and so much more coming up on the show today. You guys can find us on all the things. I'm sorry, my printer is doing something and I didn't do anything to my printer. So it's possessed right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, sorry. You can find us on all the things at chicksontheright.com/links. Do that. And also click subscribe to this podcast. Please do that. Click subscribe. Just use your little finger and click subscribe and then tell your friends. Please do that. We implore you to do that. And visit ReadyWise.com. Use code CHICKS10 for 10% off your entire purchase. You need to be prepared because you're still in danger. It's also great for camping and all that kind of stuff. It's great to be prepared. You never know what's going to happen, natural disaster wise, whatever wise, but make sure that you're prepared when times are good. So you are ready when times are bad. It's ReadyWise.com, code CHICKS10 for 10%.
I thought of a song for it.
Why am I not surprised?
Because I was thinking, it's been a while since we had a song. And you remember that? Remember that song? It's like 1 billion years old, where it was like a duo, and one of them was like, "Are you ready?" And the other,
yes, I'm ready.
Yes, to fall in love with soup. No, is that bad? We're not going to sing it.
Everybody to fall in love with soup.
Right?
Yeah, it
Do
works.
you see how that works?
I'm just saying. You guys, I'm sorry about our show. I'm sorry about it.
And I'm sorry that
it's herbs and peaches. It's peaches and herb, Vixen Cowboy. It's peaches and herbs and peaches. That's us. We're herbs and peaches. They were peaches and herbs. Which one is the peach?
Well,
yeah.
And I'm sorry that apparently we're not streaming to Twitch today because I got like a notice that said your headline is not suitable for Twitch. And I was like, it says Dem mayors get grilled on the Hill. DJ Daniel steals more hearts. Cory Booker creeps us out. What?
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
It's probably the Cory Booker creeps us out.
I don't know.
That's how he talks, you guys. He talks like Kermit the Frog.
He does.
Booker.
We've
you
got
do a much better impression. Why aren't you doing
Cory Booker? I don't know. Yeah. I just can't. I don't. I don't know. I feel like I've lost my touch. I've been too busy singing. Anyway. All right, let's get into the things and the stuff. Obviously, there is still lots of discussion about the presidential address the other night. And so we'll have some continued reaction to that. The fallout continues, and it's all just very, very entertaining. But according to a CBS YouGov poll, it was really, really good.
It was lit. Really lit.
It was really good. I mean, there's a lot of support behind Trump's policies. So it's not even just about, how he performed in the speech the other night. People are overwhelmingly supportive of the things he is trying to do. But specifically about the speech, according to some of these poll statistics, 68% of watchers said it made them feel hopeful and proud. And I thought that was great.
That's so
That's
fantastic.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Right?
Rachel Maddow and Nicole Wallace can suck it.
They can suck it indeed. And if you would like to hear someone's opinion about Nicole Wallace, make sure that you check out our podcast that we did with Mike Davis. It was released yesterday. And he had thoughts.
Just make sure you hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your dogs, hide your cats, hide your hamsters.
Hide all the things.
Hide everything. Right.
He's got a little bit of a potty mouth, which seems to be a trend all across the media, all across Congress, and we'll have lots of examples to show that even yet today. So hang on to just hide everybody right now, okay?
Just hide all the things.
Just hide everybody because there's going to be a lot of cussing today. But about precious, darling, adorable DJ Daniel, who is absolutely stealing everybody's hearts, as we mentioned, and he's been making the talk show rounds. He is not the best interview, I will say, because he's 13. He has no
I think he's great.
Interview.
I love it. It's like interviewing kids are because you just never know what you're going to get.
You never know. Well, exactly. And so Steve Doocy had a tough time. I've cut this like a lot because it was actually making me uncomfortable to watch it.
Really?
But I do have one little clip of Steve Doocy talking to DJ and his dad. And here is just a teensy bit of that.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And so he's been sworn in by 909 different agencies. But DJ, last night, you officially became a member of the Secret Service. That's the coolest one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, I know you did talk to the First Lady. You have not spoken to the president directly. He, I think, is watching right now. What would you like to say to Donald Trump?
I'd like to say thank you to him. And I hope he got his cowboy hat because I bought him a brown one from Texas, but I'm not sure if they got it out the thing where they check it because the dog had to sniff it and stuff like that.
I got a feeling after you just said that, they're going to make sure that he gets it.
So great. The dogs had to sniff it, you guys. They totally did. I just love how this kid is the antithesis of a victim, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And
that's a great way to describe him.
Yeah, the left can't deal with that because he's been dealt a pretty crappy card in life, right? But he's turned that into just a beautiful thing. Like he's just not a victim. He's a winner. This kid is a total winner. And that's just something that they can't wrap their brains around because they are all about being a victim, right? And we're not. And so I love that about him. That's the kind of thing you want to show your kids and go, that's who you want to be. You want to take the cards that you're dealt in life, the hand that you're dealt, and you make the absolute very best of it. It's like, you're like that. You're just like one of the most positive people that I know. You know, you've had some trials and tribulations. We've all had trials and tribulations, but that's one of the big reasons that I became best friends with you because I remember the very first time that I met you. Sorry, I know this is personal, you guys, but like one of the first times I ever met Mock, she told me about her son, and the way that she talked about her son was like she lit up, and I was like, God, like your energy was so positive. I know it's super, like you're you've always been that way. And I love that. I love people like that. I'm just very drawn to people who are just positive, you know? And I think that we need more people like that in this world because there are too many victims. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And DJ, man, he's a picture of resilience if there ever was one. I mean, he's because they gave him 5 months to live at diagnosis, and that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Look at Thomas. Look at your son. How many years did they give Thomas?
12.
And how old is Thomas?
27.
Yes. Mom's kid is a rock star. You know what I mean? So this is the thing. There are people in this world who are just like, and you know, Thomas is nonverbal, but I know he has your genetics. So
he is a happy boy. Yeah.
Happy boy. Makes all the difference.
Well, and I know Steve Doocy just asked DJ if he had talked to the president yet. Obviously, at that point, he had not, but he did get to go visit Donald Trump in the Oval Office. And we'll talk about that in just a second, as soon as we remind everybody that if you are still trying to meet those New Year's resolutions and one of them is losing weight, allow us to recommend from our very, very good friends at Brickhouse Nutrition, the very same people who bring you Field of Greens. They now have this amazing weight loss product called Lean. And this is for people who would like something substantial to help them lose weight and keep it off, but they're not quite ready to do the big dive into like an Ozempic or Mounjaro or whatever the other semi-gluten, whatever. Whatever those other things are, the shots.
Right.
If you're not really,
if you don't want really gluten, but it's semi-gluten, you guys. Right.
If you don't want the shots, but you want a boost, consider trying Lean. It's losing weight the smarter way. You can visit takelean.com and use code CHICKS20. You will get 20% off of your first order. That's takelean.com. You can stop the yo-yo dieting, and this is just easy supplement to take, easy peasy. Takelean.com, and the code again is CHICKS20. So DJ went to the Oval Office, and he just really all he wanted to do was make sure to give Donald Trump a hug. Here he is.
Good family, huh?
There's one more thing I got for you, a big hug.
Okay, good. That's very nice. Look at that.
He did the
family
side
you
hug.
got, huh?
Yeah.
Very nice. How are you? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. That was a big evening last night, right?
Yes, it was.
That was a big evening.
His dad is such a Texan too, man.
I know,
With the
they're so
hat and like
cute.
there he is. He looks like the quintessential Texan. I love him. What a sweet family.
Oh my gosh, so great. And now that DJ met the president and obviously has had this amazing experience over the last 48 hours, Natalie Winters caught up with him outside the White House. I'm assuming that this was after his meeting with Donald Trump, and he talked to her for at least 5 minutes, but at the very end of their conversation, he told her he had one more thing to say, and this is what it was.
You're a Pratt and you're being mean to President Trump, I'm on your bumper.
You don't want him on your bumper, you guys.
You don't want him on your bumper.
No, you don't want that. You don't.
Somebody asked why you look different today with the angle, and
Yeah.
now that we're live, you are like it's looking down at you.
Is it? It's because I have a new monitor, you guys. That's what it is.
And it's tall.
Yeah, and I got my hair cut yesterday. Maybe my hair looks different, and like the angle is different. I'm sorry that everything looks different today. It's like,
just not straight on you. It's like looking
do I
down
need
at
to like
you.
sit up or something?
Well, no,
Like,
because
what?
then everybody's just looking at your boobs, which maybe they like that.
There's not a ton to look at. I mean, sorry to disappoint everybody, but it's because my husband got me a new monitor and it's gigantic. And so it's fantastic. My monitor rocks, but it is kind of looking down at me. I'm sorry.
I don't know how there's got to be an adjustment. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're going to have to
We'll
adjust,
figure it out.
guys. Yeah.
DJ, by the way, has also won over cold-hearted people like Caitlin Collins. So she also caught up with him outside the White House and told the story and clearly was charmed by him, which was actually pretty cute. Here she is to explain.
House, you never know who you are going to run into. Today, it was the newest and youngest member of the Secret Service. During his address to Congress last night, you saw President Trump make 13-year-old cancer survivor DJ Daniel an honorary agent. Today, we spotted DJ and his dad outside of the West Wing.
You know what's crazy?
What?
You know who I caught in the White House?
Who?
Who made the Teslas?
That Elon. You saw him?
Yes, I caught him in the hallway.
Did you say hi to him?
Mm-hmm.
And what did he say?
Can you do me a big favor? When we get back to Houston, can you send us a Cybertruck down there?
And did Elon Musk say he'd send you a Tesla?
Mm-hmm.
A Cybertruck?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. We'll follow up with DJ to see if that happens.
Isn't that the cutest?
It is really cute. I think it's interesting that Caitlin, thin-lipped, Dylan Mulvaney lookalike Caitlin, she was being super nice to him. Like she is actually engaging this kid, which is a good move on her part, as opposed to like her counterparts over at MSNBC. So
yes,
there's that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. And also it elevates her above Congress, who so many Democrats just refuse to give DJ his due and show him even an ounce of respect by appreciating his story and applauding for him. It was disgusting. And people are still talking about that, including Donald Trump himself. I'm going to make you read his tweet.
Somebody said yesterday that they thought it was weird that I get mad that I have to read stuff. It's because I'm so blind, you guys. It's the blindness. Okay, here we go. The Democrats should lose the midterms based on their behavior at last night's joint address to Congress. All Republicans must use their behavior on men and women's sports, their very dangerous open border policy, high energy and taxes, and much else. Also, Republicans should utilize the footage provided on the total disrespect they showed to all of those that were honored last night. So true. Including young ladies who were killed by illegal migrants, people with terminal cancer, etc. They didn't even have the common courtesy to stand, smile, or applaud. This could be, on analyzing the full tape of this historic event, your full campaign to victory. In other words, Republicans can take what happened last night and win any race in the country. Good luck. And he's right.
It looks
That is
really bad, you guys.
Oh my God. They're horrible. Like after
Mhm.
watching that last night, I had people that I know that I'm friends with on social media that aren't even political people that posted stuff about this yesterday. And they're like, listen, this isn't about politics. This is about just humanity.
Right.
And how these people are acting so just inhumane. They acted, I can't believe that we should all be able to come together and stand up and applaud for a kid with cancer. Like, what is wrong
it's just
with
basic.
you?
It's just basic decency stuff, you know?
Yeah. And Pocahontas is on her phone looking down as if she's in protest of what? Because you hate Trump so much that you can't even stand up for a 13-year-old with cancer. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, look
and you're hearing some of their justifications. I mean, they're trying to say this wasn't about, of course we like have all kinds of sympathy and think he's amazing or DJ's amazing, but it's about defying and showing protest to Donald Trump. Well, that's not what it looked like. And it'd be like going to see the symphony, right? And say that you just hate the conductor, and that means that you're not going to applaud the performance. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Like, he was showcasing and putting a spotlight on people that warranted applause and recognition, and that they couldn't give basic decency to those people only served to make them look awful.
Yeah.
And so I hope they
is,
keep doing it.
This is something that's been done in every single joint session ever, and every single SOTU. This is what they do. Like, at some part of the speech, the president will highlight people like this. And this is the very first time that we've ever seen any political party do this. Any Americans that represent us, the constituents, do this. It's shame on them.
I know.
You know,
but good. I'm so glad they did it, because it just makes them look awful.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm glad. By the way, I know, there's still people who are like, it wasn't a State of the Union. It wasn't a State of the Union. It was a president. So I just wonder if all those same people are going to be going to Don Jr. to say the exact same thing, because that's what he called it.
Guys, amazing State of the Union on Trump Force One heading back to Florida. Just so we're clear, so you understand just how deranged the Democrats are, though. They couldn't stand up for a 13-year-old kid with cancer.
Right. It's so gross.
Because
gross.
It's all because they are so consumed with TDS. It's gross.
And then also imagine not standing up for things that were American success stories, right? Like, even they can hate Trump all they want, but when Trump says, hey, you know what would be amazing is if we balance the budget. How do you not applaud for that? Like, what's wrong with, you're in Congress. Of course you should want that.
It's your job to do that. Or, or Laken Riley's mom.
Right.
Who's just, who's standing there crying because she lost her daughter to this monster. And you can't stand for that. Like, you can't stand for her. What is wrong with you? I totally agree. Sid Irish, I agree. I have nothing in common with these people. I just don't.
Yeah, they're monsters. They're absolute monsters. You guys, if you are not a subscriber yet to omahasteaks.com/chicks, could I interest you in had steak from Omaha Steaks? Then you don't understand. You just don't understand the difference between their steaks and just like what you can buy in a grocery store produce department. You just don't get it. Their steaks are consistently and reliably super savory, and you can I know my husband, when he grills an Omaha steak, he knows every single time it's going to be delicious. Like, there's never any worrying about, is this a good cut of meat? You're always getting a good cut of meat. And the fact that they also have so many other meal planning ingredients, whether it's a side item, whether it's potatoes or veggies or any of their other sides, or whether it's desserts, whether it's wines, they've got everything you can think of. Their seafood is amazing. And you can pack your own favorite stuff into one container and then make that your subscription order. And then you can set that subscription to come to you however often you want, whether it's monthly, whether it's quarterly, whether it's on an 8-week schedule, whatever you want to do. They offer so much flexibility in their subscription program. And then the best part is that if you subscribe, they're going to throw in 12 free burgers, free shipping, and an extra 10% off of all of your orders. So it's a hugely, hugely beneficial deal. You can cancel anytime. You can change it up anytime you want, but just never run out of meat. Just go to omahasteaks.com/chicks and subscribe. Or you know what? Just try it first. Get yourself some steaks first and you'll see the difference. And then you'll be like, yeah, I'm going to subscribe for sure. omahasteaks.com/chicks. Jocelyn Nungaray's mom, also on Fox News, giving her thoughts about how she was essentially dissed by the entire Democrat Congress.
It was truly an honor, a very surreal feeling to be sitting in that area to remember the life that Jocelyn had. I found it very cowardly that a lot of the Democrats didn't stand, didn't clap, didn't do anything to support anything that Donald Trump is trying to do as president to make this country better. It was very shameful to the Democrats.
They didn't stand for her daughter. What a bunch of disrespectful asshats.
Right?
It's unacceptable that they did not stand for her daughter.
Yeah. It's just gross. And then for Democrats afterwards to complain about the lack of decency by Donald Trump, I could not believe some of the balls, honestly, that it took for some of these Congress people to say things out loud that were so wrong and such lies. But one of those people was in fact Cory Booker. He was in his car, like giving his immediate post-speech thoughts, and he's ridiculous.
We're in the
absolutely
car
ridiculous.
talking about last night's speech, and it is just not normal that you see colleagues standing up and applauding Trump's lies when they know they're lies, applauding his attacks on legislation like the Chips and Science Act that they voted for, applauding the outrageousness that I know they know of a president who is threatening like a dictator like Putin, threatening places like Panama and Greenland in the most menacing way. Last night was not normal, and we shouldn't normalize it. Last night was offensive, and not a president that tried to bring us all to higher ground, a president that got into petty name calling.
Oh my God.
And demeaning and degrading behavior. And so again, I say over and over again, in the light of that, in the face of that, then we can't do the normal course of action either. We have to find ways to step up, to stand up, to speak up, and not let this happen.
Petty name calling. Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett is asked, how she feels about things, and she says F off. But he's worried about the petty, what petty name calling? And what were the lies?
He's referring to Pocahontas, the fact that Trump called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, like in the speech.
Well,
but they were disrupting his speech not even 2 minutes in. So if they want to talk about disruptions and demeaning and name calling, they started it literally within moments of him starting his speech. So turnabout is fair play.
Him calling her Pocahontas, whatever. I don't see that. The dude was shot in the head. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh my God, he said like a name during a speech. Get bent. You guys like it inflicted lawfare on him. He was shot in the head. I mean, the guy has been through so much crap over the past 9 years. You can't take like a name during a speech. Get over it. Stand up and clap when you need to stand up and clap. You disrespectful schmucks. So get over it. A name. And this shows you who they are. Like it's the words hurt them, you guys. The words. Okay. He's getting stuff done and he's actually shaking stuff up and it makes them mad because they're used to the status quo. They're used to like being able to make money off the American people because they've been stealing from us for God knows how long. And Trump is shaking that up and they don't like it. And that's precisely what we're seeing here. They don't like it.
Well, speaking of Pocahontas herself, here she is. There's no way to intro this except to just play it.
Elon Musk and his 18-year-old DOGE, cabal. What would you say?
I'd say follow the law and get the hell out of our agencies. Get the hell out of our government. Nobody elected you. You have no legal authority to be there and no legal authority to do the things you are doing. And the things that Elon Musk is doing hurt real people.
I didn't elect the people in the IRS or the CIA or the FBI. I didn't elect those people either. Did you guys elect those people? So
no.
Shut up, Pocahontas.
Chuck Schumer also was asked very directly by a CNN host, are you okay with the behavior of your side of the aisle? Was that behavior that you saw on the House floor, was that acceptable to you? And he didn't want to answer that question.
Nasty. It was like 4 minutes into the speech when Congressman Al Green was yelling at the podium and he was escorted out. What was going through your head as you heard the congressman yelling?
Well, look, the bottom line is lots of people are frustrated, but the best way to protest what Trump is doing what we are doing and many senators and many congressmen are doing, and that is organizing against these horrible policies of calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme and then slashing
would you
people
rather,
in Social
would you
Security
rather
offices.
that Congressman
So here's
Green,
what we're, John, here's what we're doing.
Would you rather that he not yell?
Let me just say, the best answer, in my judgment, is to organize.
Well, let me ask a different way. Would you rather see Democrats more in line with what Senator Alyssa Slotkin was saying or more in line with what Congressman Al Green and people holding signs in the audience were doing last night?
Look, I thought Alyssa Slotkin, I chose her because she is such one of our rising stars from the Midwest, won a race, knows how to talk to average folks, to working families, and she did a great job. And I think, again, the American people got more truth in 5 minutes of her speech than with all the lies, with all the misconceptions, with all the things that were departing from reality. When Donald Trump says he's the greatest president after 30 days of chaos and hurting people since George Washington, give me a break.
D is right. They never answer any effing thing, do they? No. They don't.
They don't answer.
And I love how he's like, she can talk to regular folks.
Right.
What is that? What is that, Schumer?
He's in one of those flyover states.
He's up there, right? He's in his ivory tower spending our freaking hard-earned money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're just a bunch of regular folks. He's got to find somebody that can talk to us because he doesn't know how to talk to us. He's got to find somebody that can do that. What a dick.
Well, it gets even worse because there's a representative named Lateefah Simon who actually compared the speech to slavery somehow.
Oh, really?
It's a
surprised.
reach.
I mean, it went from Hitler now to slavery. So okay. All right.
So here is she's from California. Surprise, Lateefah.
We're going back to a 1950s America. I want to be very clear about that for those of us who have parents, who have aunts and uncles and communities that are still alive, who remembered what a Jim Crow America looks like tonight in the chamber. God. You could look easily to your right and you can see essentially a monolithic group of folks who look just like one another. And then you went to the left side and you would see what America truly looks like. A beautiful tapestry of all of us who pray differently, who look differently, who come from four corners of the globe to make this country what it is. We know what we all deserve. And I got to say, as a new member of Congress, I was shocked at what seemed like a blatant disrespect for the House. And it wasn't coming from Representative Green. It was coming from the men behind him on the right side who were telling him and yelling, "Sit down." I mean, it felt like I was watching something in a history class of racists yelling at an elderly black man challenging the president of the United States not to cut medical care for the sick.
I just saw a guy yelling at a werewolf with a cane. That's what I saw. And she needs new glasses. She obviously
They're
needs,
a little outdated.
She needs new, because she is blind, because it is a tapestry on our side. And you guys got like old white dudes like Bernie. What do you got? Because that's what they got. They got a bunch of white people on their side, and we've got the tapestry. It's like, get a grip. It is lots of brown, black. There's women. I mean, there's minorities all up in here on our side. That's who he's hiring to represent him. Has she not been paying attention? All sorts of people. I mean, seriously, has she seen Tulsi? Has she seen Cash? Has he, like, look at all the people that he has hired to work with him and for him, and they are not all white.
No, like our HUD secretary is a black man. They just never noticed that.
Gay?
And so it's actually kind of racist when she's like, it's a monolithic, they all look like the same person.
They're not.
I mean,
yeah, it's like, and the narrative of he hates, black people, brown people, women, gay people. You cannot say that anymore. You just can't. It doesn't hold water because it isn't true.
It's not true. You guys, as you know, the birds were here over this past weekend visiting me. And one of the things that my mom always has trouble with when she travels is sleeping, especially when there's a time change. Because of course they're from Tucson. And so they come here and they're all mixed up on their time. And so I always have on hand REM sleep from Healthy Cell. And this stuff really works for her. This is chock full of things that support your sleep. You can fall asleep faster because of the melatonin, the lemon balm extract, the GABA. You can get your body temperature all regulated with their glycine, magnesium, and calcium. And then you can sleep longer lasting with L-theanine and vitamin B6. They've got all kinds. They have all of those things in just one delicious gel pack. And it's cherry flavored. So if you like the red Starbursts, for example, this is your stuff right here.
It is very, very cherry. Yes.
It's very cherry and so much easier to take and easier to digest and actually absorb. Your body absorbs supplements from Healthy Cell 165% better than it does like a pill that you got to choke down and like slug a bunch of water with. You just don't need to do that when you've got a delicious tasting gel pack. And it's not just sleep. Obviously, they've got their multivitamins. They've got their supplements for hair, skin, and nails, which look at my nails. They're out of control.
They look amazing.
They are. I'm going to cut them this afternoon because they're just like too clawy right now. Out of control. But they've got everything that you can think of for whatever your body needs are. You can check them out at healthycell.com/chicks. And of course, when you use promo code CHICKS, you'll get 20% off your first order. So check them out if you haven't already. healthycell.com/chicks. I am going to subject you guys to a little bit of Jasmine Crockett because it's so ridiculously fun to make fun of her. She just gives so much fodder and so much cringe that it's like chef's kiss, you guys. The stuff that she posts, she has no awareness of how ridiculous it makes her look. And that is why it's so fun. Like, for example, this group photo. Look at their faces, you guys.
We're so badass. Look at us. No, you're not.
Now, to be fair, this was posted by Maxwell Frost, one of the squad members, but they're all like trying to look so mean and tough and intimidating. And they're like, we just walked out of the State of the Union. My shirt showed Trump an important message. No kings live here. Oh God, they're so brave.
It's like, we would like to speak to your manager. Right. It's like,
my God.
They're at the Dollar General and they're like, I'm sorry, this product was supposed to be on sale. I'd like to speak to your manager. Just stop it. Stop. Nobody's afraid of you.
Ridiculous. Oh my God.
You look so
somebody said, look at all the joy.
I know, right? Just stop it. I know, Anita. It's so ridiculous.
So then Jasmine herself, we showed the other day that ridiculous like Kendrick Lamar version of
They not like us. They not like us.
Oh my God. So if that weren't already ghetto enough, she went full ghetto with a few of these interviews that she did. I'm just going to let them all play together.
Ghetto. Don't do it.
I'm just going to let them play together. There's 3 different ones. They're all very short. And so just experience, if you will, Jasmine Crockett.
that while we may not have the numbers just yet, that doesn't mean that we don't have fight left in our bodies. And so I am going to fight him every step of the way until we get what we deserve, because it was my ancestors that built this motherfucker. Okay, I'm done now. I'm done. This is not what we should be doing. I don't even know why we fighting with Greenland. Why we fighting with Greenland? We fighting with Canada. We fighting with Mexico. Yet we in love with Putin. What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up. Listen, he up there, he's hearing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't. You know, we showed up. And if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do, for sure. We got some cool shirts. Okay?
No kids,
yeah, we sending
no
a message. We sending a message.
Texas, do better.
Right.
And meanwhile, Trump is like, Jasmine who? Sorry, I'm not aware of this individual. Sorry,
Not familiar.
You're gonna have to brief me on who this is, because I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And apparently she grew up rather wealthy, and yet she likes to pretend as if she's from the streets.
I think it's kind of like AOC.
Yes.
I think it's all an act, you guys. It's all an act.
It's all the code switching.
Right. Totally. But I think she attracts that kind of person. She knows exactly what she's doing. She does.
Who's the guy? Because I have a Harry Sisson clip for you because I know how much you love him.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite.
Who's the other little guy that looks like a version of him?
Chris Mowry.
Okay, all right, because that's the guy I think that Cory Booker did a video with that made everybody uncomfortable. Okay,
Chris Mowry. He's the. There are like, I don't know, there's a handful of influencers that the Democrats pay, and they're all these soy femboys.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know why they all look the same. They're all effeminate. It's weird, you guys. It's weird.
It's like a boy band version of activists. You know what I mean?
A really bad boy band. I mean, they're more effeminate than NSYNC. It's bad.
So true.
Yeah, with no talent.
Harry did not like the speech, you guys.
Oh,
and
really?
Here he is to tell you all about it.
Finished watching Donald Trump's State of the Union speech, and it is legitimately one of the worst speeches I've ever seen. Certainly one of the worst joint addresses to Congress I've ever seen. Throughout that entire speech, he lied and lied and lied some more. People feel.
I mean, what?
These guys are paid to read scripts and perform skits. That's what they're doing. And, you know, I venture to say, I can't think of one single person on the right that's paid to do that, because there are a lot of influencers on the right. You know, you and I have been in this business for 16 years. I don't know if I'd call us influencers. We just do this because we like it. We've always liked doing this, and we believe in our country, and we want to do. And I think when we started this, we wanted to make our country better. We believe in this for our children. You know, there are certain reasons that we did it. Nobody pays us. Now, we've been accused of being paid by, you know, GOP, like we're GOP operatives and RNC operatives. And we're like, where's our check? I keep looking at my mailbox and I don't have a check from any of these people. So we're not paid to do this, you know, by the GOP or the RNC. And I don't know anybody on our side that's paid by the RNC or the GOP.
Well, I think there are, to be fair, because there are, and they get paid by various, you know, right-wing organizations, the bigger influencers. I think there was just a report about that like a month or 2 months ago of some of how they get paid. We're just not big enough to be in those circles.
And but they don't look like Harry Sisson and Chris, what's his name?
No,
you know, they don't look. So the way that they pick these people and the audience, the demo that they're targeting is really different than people on our side of the aisle. Like they're targeting kids, young kids. They're trying to get
and I think the difference too is that when right-wing influencers are paid, they are not paid to make up an opinion. They're paid because their opinions are valued and they're allowed to express themselves because they care about the country. People like Harry Sisson, they're like literally paid to carry the water
Right.
of Democrats and to spill out specific talking points.
Oh, for
we would
sure.
never accept money to spill out specific
No.
talking points. If somebody
No.
wanted to pay us for speaking at somewhere or whatever, that's one thing, because we would be allowed to like
No,
be our own people. But like the way they get paid is super shady.
Yeah. If somebody gave us a script, we'd hold up their raccoon sign and be like, nobody tells us what
Yes,
to do.
exactly.
Therein lies the difference. And I think that was what I was trying to get across, is that I just think it's very different the way they handle their influencers as opposed to what influencers do on the right. We're free.
Right.
They're not free.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And so the Chris, whatever his last name is that you just said, now I've already forgotten. What is
Maori
it?
or something.
Maori.
It's Maori. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So he was in a video with Cory Booker. And that's the reason for my name today. I don't know what Cory is doing in this video, but it seems really, really gropey to me and like super
Joe Biden-y.
Yeah,
Very
just
Biden-y.
not appropriate. It's inappropriate, and I was uncomfortable, and it gave me anxiety to watch this. Behold.
Feel angry into the void. They feel like no one's hearing their anger.
Yes.
And it's frustrating. You sat there for 2 hours. I'm tired. I assume you're tired.
No, you know what's so funny is
He said, I'm not tired. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
I am charged up.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
seriously,
that.
I'm charged up.
I like
Like this guy should not. They want to overwhelm you. They want to
well,
paralyze
that's the
you.
goal.
They
That's the
want to
goal.
overwhelm you, paralyze you, and make you feel like you
It's
can't.
chaos. Make it feel, that's the entire
Yes.
goal. Like I talk consistently about muzzle velocity, like lying. Chaos is the point, so you feel like you have no control.
Their leaders have literally said in his cabinet, we want to traumatize them, traumatize you, so that you can't fight back. But I know our history.
That's right.
We have literally said, Fannie Lou, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's right.
We have Frederick Douglass, if there is no struggle, there is no progress.
That's right.
We know we are here because of people who were fed up and said, no matter what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna crawl, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna run, but I'm gonna go and do something.
That's right. Now I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
Let's do it.
Let's
man.
get it done.
Let's do it.
I appreciate
Let's
you,
do it.
Senator Booker. Seriously,
Thank you very
so
much.
Thank
If
you.
you want to run, though, shave your head. Less
Yeah,
wind,
it's not gonna.
wind resistance. Less wind resistance.
It's all about the timing.
I just feel sorry for both of them because it's so scripted and staged, and they're both such phonies. And
I think Cory Booker should read some more Frederick Douglass, actually.
Yeah.
You might want to read a little bit more into him.
Yeah. I also have a question. Listen, I know this is totally off subject and people are going to get mad for me to ask this, but since when did wearing sneakers with suits become acceptable? What?
Yeah,
why are we
that's a thing now.
Why are men doing this now? Am I 1,000 years old? I just think that's weird. I don't
But
like
it's
it.
happening like it's happening like in high schools too. Like for formals, that's
I
what
don't
like guys would wear sneakers with tuxes, girls wear sneakers with dresses.
Okay, but it's
it's
different.
all a
in
thing.
It's different in high school though. That's different. I think it's
No, but
totally
I'm
different.
saying it is different. I know, but like I think the whole trend is people are just wearing sensible shoes.
I think when you get to be an adult, you shouldn't you shouldn't do what you did in high school. It's one thing like for your high school prom date to wear Converse high tops with his suit, like with his tux. But then when you get to be in Congress, maybe don't do that. You know? Right. I'm a little
Well,
old-fashioned.
Fetterman has changed that for everybody at this point. Like everything is devolved.
Yeah, I'm a little old-fashioned when it comes to that. Maybe just do better, society. Anyway.
We have to talk about the melee that took place in a hearing yesterday about immigration. And specifically, there were 4 Democrat mayors who were put in the hot seat to explain themselves when it comes to their sanctuary city status and the fact that they are refusing to cooperate with ICE officials on removing really violent, awful criminals from their cities. And it was very, very interesting. Representative Fox first asked all 4 mayors to tell what they have spent year to year on illegals, how much of their citizens' taxpayer dollars have gone to support illegals. And they struggled with that answer. Here's Representative Fox giving it a go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mayor Johnson, in the last 4 years, how much has Chicago spent on care for illegal aliens?
Thank you for that question, Congresswoman. So since 2022, since the governor of Texas began
Just
shipping.
tell me a number. I don't need a speech. Just tell me a number.
So since 2022, since the governor of Texas was shipping individuals to cities across this country, the city's budget, roughly 1% of the city's budget over the course of 4 years.
Mayor Johnston, the same question, and I don't need a speech, just a number.
Thank you, Dr. Congresswoman. Thank you, Congresswoman. It's $79 million over the last 2.5 years.
Oh, my God.
Mayor Adams, same question. How much has New York spent to care for illegal aliens?
Approximately $6.9 billion went out of our taxpayers' funds.
Mayor Wu, same question. How much has Boston spent to care for illegal aliens in the last 4 years?
We do not ask about immigration status and giving city services and providing that access, so we do not have a number.
You're useless. You are useless, lady. Oh my God. She's
the worst.
She should be run out of there just for that answer alone. I'm sorry, I don't have to do my job. I feel like I'm above it. Ah, God, the incompetence.
Well, Byron Donalds was not satisfied with those answers.
Neither
and
am
so
I.
he decided to ask again a little more forcefully.
And on illegal immigration, do you have a round number?
Over the last couple of years on all newcomers, whatever their status was, it's around $79 million since 2022.
$79 million. Mayor Johnson, Chicago. How much has the city of Chicago spent on illegal immigration?
If you're referring to the 2022 up to 2024 of the buses coming from Texas, roughly the same percentage of the state of Texas, about 1% of our overall budget.
What is that? Because we don't have the city's budget in front of me. Numbers.
It's 1%, and if you want the actual calculation, we can make sure someone.
You're the mayor. You don't have the math in front of you.
It's 1% of the overall budget over the last 4 years.
That's why you're a failing
which
mayor.
is the
Mayor
same
Adams,
number that
how
was
much did the
sent from
city
us
of New
from
York
the
actually
state
spend
of
on
Texas.
illegal immigration? Mayor
State of
Johnson,
Texas.
I already asked you. You don't have a hard number, and if you don't have a hard number, you're not running your city well. Mayor Adams, how much did the city of New York actually spend on illegal immigration?
$6.9 billion of taxpayers'
$6.9 billion of taxpayer money on a problem that was fostered on the American people. Mayor Wu, in the city of Boston, how much did you spend?
We don't ask about immigration status and delivering city
You don't
services.
ask about
We
how
don't
much
have
money the
that.
city of Boston has spent on illegal immigration?
We
Are you
don't
out of your
distinguish
mind?
between immigration status.
Do you
as
manage
part
your
of our
budget
city
or not,
policies.
Mayor Wu?
That is how we keep our
Mayor
city
Wu,
safe.
do you manage
we
your
have
budget
the
or not?
numbers to prove it. I manage my budget. I have a AAA bond rating dating back 10 years.
So to the city of Boston,
budget.
just understand that your mayor does not care how much of your resources she has spent on people who are not citizens
The city
of
of Boston
the city of.
But look at the ashes on my forehead. I'm a really good Catholic.
Oh,
I
my
can't. I just
God.
can't. I cannot with these people. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've got to really control what I say. The fact that they are blaming this on Texas somehow. It's Texas's problem. I mean, they sent us people. So I mean, I can't believe they sent us these people. Oh my God. Can they not see? Can they not hear themselves talk and what is coming out of their pie holes? It's everybody's problem. Illegal immigration is everybody's problem. And if you're a sanctuary city, deal with it.
Right. I mean, and it's the fact that they are putting the blame on Texas. It's like they don't recognize Texas as a part of America. All
Right.
Texas did by busing people was share the wealth. They always talk about sharing and redistributing the wealth. Well, that's what Texas did.
Yeah. And if you are a sanctuary city, then sanctuary. Seriously.
Brandon Gill, who's quickly becoming a new Republican favorite, he also had a line of questioning asking those same ridiculous mayors about what benefits illegals are entitled to in their sanctuary cities. Here that is.
Mayor Johnson, I want to start with you. One of your first actions as mayor was establishing a deputy mayor for immigrant, migrant, and refugee rights. I want to ask you a series of questions. If you could answer with a yes or no answer, that'd be great. First of all, do you support allowing illegal aliens to obtain driver's licenses? Just yes or no.
So the city of Chicago has been a welcoming city for over 40 years.
I'll take that as a yes.
Oh
Next
my God.
question.
And that's the policy that we will hold to.
Do you support tax dollars subsidizing or paying for the health care of illegal aliens?
I support investments in all residents of the people of Chicago, and that's what I do.
That's a yes as well. Do you support free or reduced college for illegal aliens?
Again, I support the investments of all residents of the people of Chicago.
That is a yes. Next question. Do you support allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections?
Again, I'm not over the jurisdiction of that type of law, but again, I'm committed to investing in all residents of the people of Chicago.
I'll take that as a yes. I've got an article from the Chicago Sun-Times, and I'll quote here briefly. Johnson proposed, among other things, that all residents, regardless of citizenship status, be able to vote for Chicago Board of Education members.
It's unreal, isn't it? It's
Wow.
just unreal. Also, Braden Gill is going places. That guy
Yeah.
is going places.
Yeah, that's why I said he's the rising star in the GOP. He is.
Yeah, I really like that guy.
Mhm.
And God
He's
bless
good stuff.
Texas. We need more good people coming out of Texas, and he's one of them.
More of those, less Jasmines.
And less Dan Crenshaws.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the same lady that you may remember, her last name is Stansbury. She was the one that was on the aisle as all the folks were coming in to the State of the Union address. She was the one holding up a sign saying, "This is not normal." I don't know if you guys remember seeing her. She is the same representative that you're about to hear complaining about the hearing and saying that it's all basically nonsense. Here she is.
Johnson proposed, among other things, that all residents, regardless of citizenship status, be able to vote for Chicago Board of Education members.
Using TV ads to try to pretend that they're making this country safe again. It's total bullshit.
She mad.
I said bullshit.
I'm so fierce.
I'm very edgy. I said it out loud.
It's everywhere. It's on all sides. Like all the cursing, man. It's happening everywhere. That's just like the new normal is to just throw out all the F-bombs. On our side too, it happens all the time.
It does.
It's happening. It's the new normal. What is not normal is Ayanna Pressley having an absolute tantrum about a procedural thing. And James Comer was trying to, get her back in line, not having any luck. It was a cluster. Behold.
Let me proceed. Data from Texas shows that U.S.-born Americans commit more rape and murder than immigrants.
Listen, this trend of you all
Data from
trying to get
Texas
thrown out of
shows
committee
that
so you can get on
US-born
MSNBC is going to
Americans
end.
commit more
We're not
rape.
going to put up with it.
This is
Carrie
my
recognizes
procedural
Mr.
right as a
Subramaniam.
member of this committee
You can
to
go.
enter
You
documents
can go with
into the
Mr.
record.
Frost and Mr.
I am
Green.
reclaiming my time.
That's
You
what
do
you
not
want.
get to
No. Miss Presley,
how
I've been
I
very.
recite the
I have
articles
been
for
very
the
accommodating
record.
to you, Mr. Subramaniam.
And I
Start
take
the
particular
clock.
Keep screaming,
as a
biatch.
survivor of sexual violence.
Go.
I will enter
Order.
into the record. This is my right. Thank you.
No. It is Mr. Subramaniam.
Mr. Chair.
No, you know the process of unanimous consent. You are not
I have
recognized.
several articles to enter into the record.
Mr. Subramaniam, if you don't go, we're going to recognize Mr. Timmons.
Just seeing her makes me think I want to go play pool this weekend. Don't you guys? She makes you want to go play pool. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's like, why do they always use that argument? Why do they use that argument?
It's so stupid.
I'd like to see her do that to Laken Riley's mom.
Yeah.
Could she do that? Because
it is the dumbest argument to say more citizens commit crimes. That has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with illegals committing crimes.
And also, illegals who cross our border illegally have already committed a crime.
Right.
You
that was just the
stupid
first
hag.
one.
It is a crime to come over the border illegally. That's why they call it illegal immigration, you hag. What is that?
Anna Paulina Luna was done listening to all the nonsense. She was convinced that essentially the dereliction of their duties was criminal, and she is referring them to DOJ as such. Here she is to explain.
After this line of questioning, it's very clear that these policies that you have all implicated are active and alive and well in your cities, are in direct violation with U.S. Title 8 Code subsection 1324 and is a federal offense. But you all speak about a broken immigration system, and yet here you guys are aiding and abetting in that entire process. I want to be very clear about something. Open border policies, which is something that you guys are talking about, hurts people on both sides, meaning the people that are coming here illegally and then American citizens as well. I do not think you guys are bad people, but I think that you are ideologically misled, which is why, unfortunately, based on your responses, I'm all going to be criminally referring you to the Department of Justice for investigation. And as soon as I leave here, these will be going over to Pam Bondi.
You go, girl.
Right?
You go on with your bad self. God, I like her.
Yeah, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. And if you like seeing women that have
balls.
Look no further than Nancy Mace, who has more than her fair share. So here she is asking about, she's questioning Mayor Johnson about whether he's willing to go to jail, because obviously these 4 mayors are doing things to aid and abet illegal criminal activity.
Yep.
And she was hyped up. Let's just put it that way.
Are you willing to go to jail for violating federal law?
The city of Chicago complies with all laws.
No, they don't.
Oh, I highly doubt that. Mayor Wu?
We are not violating federal law.
Mayor Wu, I have a last couple questions for you. Do you believe that ICE arresting a child rapist, quote, threatens everyone's safety, end quote? Yes or no?
No.
Does ICE arresting a murderous MS-13 gang member threaten everyone's safety? Yes or no?
No.
I would like to hold up this quote of you where you say ICE's efforts actually threaten the safety of everyone, end quote, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. You're a hypocrite.
She is a hypocrite. However, it would require Pam Bondi actually getting a set of balls and doing it. So let's hope that she does that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
I'm starting to think that Matt Gaetz would have been a better pick.
That would have been, I don't think he would have ever made it through, but
if he
has balls.
But if he did, he would have been putting people in prison for this crap.
That's true.
So I'm just putting that out there. I need to start seeing people pay for some of this stuff. And I need to see the Epstein files, and I need to see the stuff that I was promised. I got to start seeing that, you guys.
Speaking of Nancy Mace, as she was going into the hearing, she was like getting all hyped up about, especially questioning Mayor Johnson. And like I said, cussing now is just the new normal when it comes to both sides of the aisle. And here she is on her way in, being hilarious.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson just said in his opening statements that violent crime is down in Chicago. I'd really like to ask him how many people were shot in Chicago last weekend. What a dumbass.
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. We
have just absolutely cracked me up. Oh my god.
We definitely have turned the corner. A decorum now, haven't we? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Talking directly at people, and she's like, what a dumbass. And it's just it is different than it was 10 years ago. Because we've been doing this for 16 years. It's definitely
I mean, you said people like there was way more pearl clutch. Well, you guys remember when Joe Biden said this is a big effing deal? That was in the news cycle for weeks.
It was a moment.
It was a moment. That's right. And now it's just like whatever, but everybody's cussing all the time.
That person said the F word. Whatever. It's just a Tuesday. Whatever.
Right. Speaking of Nancy Mace, she apparently when she was on the aisle waiting for her moment to greet President Trump on his way into the presidential address, she made a move to, I guess, like touch his face. And you know what a germaphobe he is, right? And so you can see he was so he was so stealth about preventing her from touching his face, but he did it in this perfect way that would never have hurt her feelings or made her feel uncomfortable, which is just one of his strengths, right? To make everybody feel good, even when he's kind of
you're a little joink.
Yeah, you're being a little joink. So there's somebody actually slowed it down. So you'll see what happened in real time, and then you'll see the slow-mo. He's a master at this. Check this out. Here it is in slow-mo.
Oh my gosh.
Right? He just did it in this so smooth way.
He was like,
and it
"You're
was
not gonna touch my face."
right. It was
But
amazing.
Thank you
Amazing.
for loving me. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And then just to give people perspective, there's always the hot mic that's on him as he's going through before and after, right? So after the speech, everybody wants pictures, everybody wants to talk to him, congratulate him and all that stuff. And he's so good at the retail politicking side that I just had, this was like a 5-minute video. I just cut it down to just give people a taste of what it looks like to see him make everybody feel good, even though he's only giving them a second of his time. I don't think there's a single person that comes away feeling like they didn't get their moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
like
so
they're not
good
like
at
they're
it.
not somehow important to him.
Right. He makes
masterful.
everybody feel so good at it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So here's a great little montage of that happening.
America is back. Thank you so much.
Welcome you back in Pennsylvania anytime, sir.
They stood for.
Thank you all.
They stood for another country, not our country. That was phenomenal.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
That was fantastic, sir. That was amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Quick selfie.
President, good job,
The shoulder touches.
Great speech. Yes, sir. President back in Pennsylvania.
You would face smash the crap out of him.
Yeah, I would.
And he would hate it. He would absolutely hate it.
Oh, good. How you doing? All right?
Did you get a chance to shake his hand earlier? Do you want me to get a picture of you shaking his hand or anything? You're good.
Thank you very much.
Let's do Byron.
Thank you, darling.
Great, sir. Thank you. I love you. Best speech on the floor ever. Yeah, it was so good.
Thank you.
So good.
Hey, you rocked it, Mr. President. We're with you. 100%. Crush. Thank you. Really good. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Best speech ever. Thank you so much.
Can you imagine being in that receiving line?
Oh my gosh. It must be exhausting.
That was Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Great job.
God, that would be so exhausting.
Yeah.
So exhausting.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have had, a lot of you have been married and you've had to do that. You know how exhausted and hungry you are?
I mean, we do it at the meet and greets, right?
We
and
do.
and it's
We
once
do.
a year. Like it's
right.
I
And you do it for 4 hours, 3-4 hours. And then at the end of it, you sleep like a baby and you,
it's true.
Right. But you have to have 20 chicken McNuggets right before you go to sleep, right? Because you're so hungry. You're so hungry.
So true.
I always think about the food. Mock doesn't, but I'm always like, does anybody have any cookies or something? I'm so hungry right now. Right.
One of the clips that I did not play when we were recapping his address was this moment where he talked about the fact that there are just two genders. And there's, how they do, I don't even know if it's like a Frank Luntz thing or just if all those TV stations do it, where they show, here's how in real time Republicans are responding to what he's saying. And then there's a Republican line, a Democrat line, and an independent line.
Okay.
Here is the moment where he said there are only two genders, and watch how the independents respond.
In order, making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what is up with Democrats? What is up with them?
I don't know, man.
These people are mental. They're like
80-20.
Yeah, you die on that hill. Go ahead and die on that hill.
Just keep dying.
Because independents are like, whoop. Yeah,
right? I mean, this is why he won. How did they not get this yet?
Yeah, he won because of that. He won because of transgender dudes, because of dudes going into women's spaces.
Mm-hmm.
This is the crap that they will keep dying on hills over.
And they'll keep saying things like, this gender affirming care saves lives. And they'll always tout these statistics about how if trans people don't have access to gender affirming care, they're more likely to commit suicide. Well, now that is a dunzo talking point. Charlie Kirk posted new research from the University of Texas shows all the justifications for mutilating children were lies. They analyzed more than 100,000 patients with gender dysphoria, looked at the outcomes for those who got surgery versus those who didn't. Depression, anxiety, suicidal feelings, and drug abuse were all significantly higher for those who received surgery compared to those who didn't. So he's right when he says doctors belong in prison for what they did to our kids.
They totally do. But you know what? These people will still dig their heels in because listen, I think a lot of it too. And I can't remember the person who did a video on this. It was like a couple years ago, but a lot of these parents who have bought into this ideology, they will dig their heels in because they probably have so much subconscious guilt over it.
It was Helen something. What's her name? She's amazing.
I know. Yeah, it is Helen something. And I can't remember her last name either, but they have so much subconscious guilt that they will just dig their heels in on this ideology until the day they die, because they cannot come to terms with the fact that they did this to their kids. They messed up their kids. And they will die on the hill. They will die on the hill because they
Does anybody know who it is?
Helen something. Yeah.
It's Helen. She's amazing. I think she's Scottish, Scottish or Irish. She's like this amazing accent.
And
anyway,
it's true. And it's absolutely true. And it's not just the parents, it's people on the left who have bought into this absolute bull crap.
Yep.
It is spiritual warfare of our children. It totally is. It's nuts, you guys. It's insanity, and it has to stop.
Well, and you know
Helen Joyce.
Yes, Helen Joyce. Thank you, Wesley Clark. Thank you. She's fantastic. Look her up. If you've never watched her stuff, she's brilliant.
Absolutely.
And this is a focal issue for her, as it is for Megyn Kelly, who, she's been talking about this forever. She was so mad the other day about all of those Democrats who overwhelmingly voted to allow men to continue invading women's spaces. She listed them all and was just like ripping on them. But there was no one she ripped on harder than John Fetterman. Hide your kids, hide your wives, because Megyn is mad. And when she's mad, the words fly. Just listen to this.
Fuck you, John Fetterman. You act like you're a man of the people. You're going to look out for the weak. You get it. You don't get shit. You really don't. That part of your brain still appears to be injured because you're going to let all these little girls go out there and get a traumatic brain injury. You, of all people who understand what a brain injury can do, screw you and your working class appeal.
She's 150% correct.
I know. I love her so much.
She's absolutely correct. Screw you is right, dude. And screw every single woman who voted for that. Every single woman.
And wearing your pink jacket.
All those bitches who went in there and wore pink. How dare you? And then you're like, I'm a feminist. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Feminism is dead. It died a long time ago. None of you are feminists. We're the feminists now. Because we stand up for girls.
The radical trans activists who are absolutely out of their minds and probably the most dangerous activists out there, because think of how much impact they have had on how our country operates as a whole. Here's a perfect example of how psychotic they are. This is some trans weirdo in Minnesota at some sort of a city council meeting or whatever, a state meeting, talking about how denying access, denying gender affirming care is the same as genocide.
You're going to stop being transgender just because you strip them from sports or from housing or from their health care or any other public place that you don't want us to be. And so, members, make no mistake that this is just another version of state-sanctioned bullying and genocide.
Get over yourself. Stop it.
It's genocide to not let you into sports?
Okay.
Oh my God.
That individual, I don't know what it was. That individual has never gotten up at 4 a.m. and trained for a sport and then gone again in the afternoon and trained for a sport and done anything of usefulness in its life to train for anything, and then been denied a scholarship because somebody that wasn't supposed to be there took that opportunity away from it. That's never happened. So shame on that individual for saying that men should be in women's sports. Men do not belong in women's sports. They don't. Title IX.
Can you believe that we have to say that out loud?
I can't. And I can't believe that women are like, no, men belong in women's sports. Like, what is even happening?
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's amazing. Get your glasses ready because you're about to read another Trump tweet.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And this is a message that he posted. It's making a lot of news this morning. It's a direct message to Hamas.
Oh. Shalom Hamas means hello and goodbye. You can choose. Release all of the hostages now, not later, and immediately return all of the dead bodies of the people you murdered, or it is over for you. Only sick and twisted people keep bodies, and you are sick and twisted. I am sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Not a single Hamas member will be safe if you don't do as I say. I have just met with your former hostages whose lives you have destroyed. This is your last warning. For the leadership, now is the time to leave Gaza while you still have a chance. Also, to the people of Gaza, a beautiful future awaits, but not if you hold hostages. If you do, you are dead. Make a smart decision. Release the hostages now, or there will be hell to pay later. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America.
He did not say, thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you. He didn't say that. Yep. I can't, it's just basically showing balls. This should have been said years ago.
Yeah, President Biden would have just been like, hey, Hamas, don't. That's what his message would have been.
He's already said that. And they're like, okay. Yeah, all right. I mean, they all said that. And he's just a big wuss. And so this is it's about time that somebody has some balls dealing with terrorists. They're terrorists. But I don't think that they're gonna do the things they say. And the people of Gaza, they're okay with Hamas.
Yeah.
If they weren't, right. They're okay with Hamas. So this is going to be very interesting to see what they do.
Okay. I was going to have like a whole crazy liberal segment. I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow.
Really?
Because I do. Yeah. Because I think we need to spend a little bit of time on the whole Andrew Tate story.
Let's do it.
So first of all, you should see this tweet from Andrew Tate. So this is what he posted. He said, Ron DeSantis is attacking me because he was worried I would support Byron Donalds over his wife, knowing I have monumental political weight and trust our commander-in-chief, President Trump's recommendations completely. They attacked me to prevent me from destroying his wife's political ambitions. Interestingly, I had no interest in Floridian politics until I learned how communist the DeSantis admin is. The game is on.
Seriously, he's communist? In what way is he communist?
Well, so that's the discussion, right? So we played the clip the other day of Ron DeSantis, and I didn't like the way that Ron DeSantis said he's not welcome in Florida, because he was literally on a plane from Romania to Florida. He has United States citizenship, and Ron DeSantis was asked by a reporter, "Hey, did you know that Tate is on his way back? Did you guys have anything to do with it?" And DeSantis said, "I didn't know that until the media reported it, and he's not welcome here. And I'm going to have my attorney general look into him." And that is what people are now a little bit uncomfortable with. So, because what happened apparently is that when Tate landed, the cops came to him and said, "You need to give us all the passwords to all of your devices. And if you don't, we're seizing them." And Andrew Tate said, "Okay, here you go." He didn't give him the password. He was like, "Well, then you're going to have to seize them. You don't have a search warrant." And then the attorney general was like, "Yeah, we've opened up a preliminary investigation, and now this is an ongoing criminal investigation." And I don't believe that there was any actual hard evidence, and there hasn't been a conviction of him in Romania. So it seems a little bit of the same kind of lawfare that was used against Trump that they're now doing to Andrew Tate, because he is so awful. He's an awful, disgusting creep on every level. But this seems like it's going a bridge too far.
It's jumping the shark, right? He's doing too much. He's doing too much. Like, just let him be.
Like, and so what is the investigation based on? Because if it's just based on him saying disgusting things on the internet, there's a lot of people saying disgusting things on the internet.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
So I hate this guy, and I hate everything about him.
Yeah.
But this is making me a little squeamish, I have to say.
Yeah.
And then, as you'll see at the bottom of this tweet, Andrew Tate's trying to say, well, I'm going to support Byron Donalds, and that's why Ron DeSantis is attacking me, because I'm not supporting Casey. But Byron Donalds actually supports everything that Ron DeSantis and the attorney general are doing. And in fact, he was interviewed about it. And here is Byron Donalds on this issue.
Running for governor, Related to an issue that has just broken this afternoon in Florida, the current Attorney General of Florida has announced he's opened a criminal investigation against Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, because in Romania, where they just came to Florida from, there were charges of rape, sex with minor, and trafficking, human trafficking. Do you support the Attorney General's actions here?
I do. I think those allegations have to be fully investigated, and then we go from there. The key thing is we don't tolerate the trafficking of women or, frankly, the abuse of women. We do not tolerate that. So if the Attorney General finds cause under Florida law to investigate that, then I wish him the best, and I support whatever he's going to do on that matter.
Are Andrew and
I mean, if they have cause to believe that they've been trafficking women, or if they've been doing horrible things to women, then okay. I mean, I think then they can look into that. I don't know.
But,
I don't know what they have and what they don't have, Mock. I have no idea.
But that's the problem, is that they literally did not open an investigation until he was on his way back to the United States, and they heard about it in the media. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're opening up it's like they just hate the guy, and so they're trying to find a crime to attach to him.
Right, which is a Trump thing, which is what they did,
what
they did to Trump. Right.
And I hate this guy. And there's all kinds of videos of him being absolutely disgusting and saying things that make him sound really, really guilty of a lot of things. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I do know what you mean. Yeah, because I've seen them. Them, and I think he's disgusting too. Right.
But like, what this just feels so backwards. There's no woman in America who has said he raped me, or he took advantage of me as a minor. There's nothing about that. It's so they're literally just deciding he's horrible. He said horrible things. So we're going to investigate him until we find a crime to connect to him. And that feels icky. Like, it feels really icky. And I'm just surprised, I guess, that DeSantis is doing that, and it just doesn't seem very not
okay. But just
you know what I mean?
Just so I understand, who did Andrew Tate back? Didn't he back Byron Donalds? Didn't he back him?
He is now. He's saying he is now because of how he's been treated, essentially, by DeSantis.
Yeah, but now Byron Donalds is like, I'm okay with you looking into him. So how would you feel about him now? This is what I'm trying to understand.
That's the thing. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's kind of weird. So
it's the whole thing is because people are like trying to. I guess it's weird because conservatives are being put in this position where they're expected to choose a side. And I feel like you can be on both sides. You can think that Andrew Tate is scum of the earth, which I absolutely do, and also think that lawfare is wrong. And I think that these things can exist at the same time.
I think that's what makes us conservative. I think that's what absolutely makes us conservative is that we can think critically. And you don't have to pick a side. You can actually say, I feel this way about this, and that I also feel this way about this, because I still have a freaking working brain. And that's what makes me conservative. So, okay. Yeah. But I still think Andrew Tate's a scumbag.
Right. And so there's a couple videos of him being a scumbag that I just want to highlight, because in these videos, he seems to openly be okay with talking about his crimes in a way that just keeps him right here above the law. Like, to me, he is a mastermind of staying just outside of the law, right?
Right.
So to me, it would be no surprise whatsoever if he were guilty of a zillion things. He has said almost as much so many times, but I feel like he knows exactly what he can and can't say to stay just out of trouble, which just makes him a psychopath, in my opinion. But here he is. This is like a few years back, perhaps. I'm not exactly sure of the time frame, talking about women that and again, the language, hide your kids, hide your wives, but he's talking about having sex with underage women. Here he is.
Saying I'm fucking all these 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America. 18?
It's 18 usually. You get married at 16.
All right, in Romania it's 16, sorry. Yeah. So I'm fucking all these 18-year-old women.
I mean, so he can say those things, but then unless there's a woman to come forward to say he had sex with me when I was 15, what kind of case do they have, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. And I have a 15-year-old and I want to punch this guy in the face.
Oh my God.
It just makes me sick, man.
And then on the night of the State of the Union, Candace Owens had him on her show for like 45 minutes. And this was after, he's reeling from the fact that he's been essentially preliminarily investigated, has had all of his devices taken from him. She is giving him a platform. Her husband is like BFFs with this guy for reasons I will never understand. And she has obviously affection for him too. And she's obviously on the side of thinking this is super lawfare and creepy and shouldn't be happening. But it's like she is friends with him despite how gross he is. And remember the clip of him we played the other day where he was on the Patrick Bet David podcast saying the West has a problem, or the West, it's the fault of the West for having values that promote monogamy. And promote traditional family values.
Right. Monogamy is stupid. He thinks monogamy is stupid and outdated and terrible. And that's what makes men do what they do. It's monogamy.
Right. And he said the reason there's an Epstein's Island is because American men aren't supposed to have girlfriends on the side.
Right.
So I'm thinking she's about to have that guy on her show. I want to ask her, does your husband have a girlfriend? Like how are you friends with this guy? But I will never understand it. But here he is on her show yesterday, or whatever the night of the State of the Union is. And again, it's like he's admitting to being a criminal, but there's still not enough to like book him on, right? So here's what he said to her on her show.
Come get me, arrest me, perp walk me, put me on the news, tell everyone I'm a human trafficker. You think I'm not versed? You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this shit. Fucking come get me, raid my house, take my stuff. You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me, arrest me. Let's do this all over again.
I mean, he knows how to avoid prosecution. He knows how to avoid being criminally liable. And the way that he openly admits that makes me seethe, because that's he's telling them, yeah, perhaps I do all the stuff, but you're never going to find evidence of it, because that's how Navy SEAL I am about it. Oh my God, I hate this guy.
I don't understand how you can be like this pillar of Christianity and then hang out with that guy.
Right? Yes.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because somebody's going to have to explain that to me.
God, what a creep that guy is. But I mean, I hate being in any kind of position where I'm defending him at all, but this is a worry. If this is how our side of the aisle is going to behave.
It's just as bad as their side. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
The lawfare. We don't want the lawfare to start.
No.
Yeah.
And there's people in our audience going, why are we even talking about this? That's why. Because if they can do this to Andrew Tate without evidence, they can do it to anybody.
Right.
And we should be on the side of justice all the time.
Now, I will say though, if they have evidence and if there is trafficking, they need to nail this guy and put him in jail.
Oh my God. I honestly hope they do have evidence, because this guy should be put away forever if they have it, because he obviously brags about some of the disgusting things he's done.
Right.
I'm just waiting for him to mess up. And so far he hasn't. And so, but you're right. I'm praying that there's evidence, because if there's not, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
Right.
Guys, it's bad. Okay, let's do some fun stuff, shall we?
Let's do it.
Because we need to have a few My Pillow Talks. The first one is just a screenshot of something that I thought was amusing. Because you know how we showed a penguin yesterday? We showed that happy penguin, like being so happy caretaker. And apparently the Mandarin word for penguin literally translates to business goose.
That is perfect.
Isn't it the best thing ever?
Oh my God.
That was so great.
I love it.
Oh my God. Business goose is the best name for a penguin ever.
So great.
I love this so much. Okay, moving on. We have a very destructive dog that you're about to see getting into some trouble. But the damage that this dog is able to do, I've never seen anything like it. Watch what this dog did.
Did you eat the floor?
Oh my God.
Did you eat that floor in there?
Look at his face.
Did you do this? What are you trying to dig to? China? Come on, man.
Oh my
Unbelievable.
God.
Can you believe all the damage that that's a floor. How does he even do that?
I don't know, but props to him. You know, I would be like, okay, I'm mad at you, but good for you too.
Like, that's pretty impressive.
It is. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of the dog world, so we've got the floor destroying dog. And then we
Yeah.
also have a dog who cannot sleep unless he has his eye mask.
Oh my God, this dog. Gwenny sent this to me the other day and I was dying. He looks like Tessie LaRue, doesn't he?
What do you
Yes.
need? What do
What
you
a
need?
baby.
Did your mask fall?
I cannot.
This can't be real.
What a
You just need your
sweet-
mask back here. Here.
What a sweet baby.
Are you good now? That's all you needed?
I cannot. With the pillow and the comfort. I just like dogs. They used to hunt for their food and look at them now.
And then she's got to pull it down for him, obviously.
Yeah,
Because this is how he's.
I can't. What a sweet baby. I need that dog in my life. Oh my God.
So cute. And then
So
also,
cute.
speaking of sleeping beauties, we have cats that are sleeping in various positions and in various depths of sleep. Enjoy.
What is he doing? Oh my God. I need all of them.
Look at the beans. Oh, the beans.
So cute. He's like, hello, I'm talking to God. So cute. I need all of them. Every single one.
Oh my
That
God.
sound is the greatest sound. Oh my gosh, I love all of them.
That's such a deep sleep. He's standing up.
Oh my God. Wow. How do you even do that?
I don't
They're
know.
So cute.
So cute. And then lastly, we have a bear that is very tidy.
Look at his bear butt.
I know. I love their butts so much.
Cute. They're big fluffy butts. Oh, I gotta pick this up.
Let me just
pick it up. There
let
we
me
go.
just
Put it
fix
right
that.
up. There we go. I love
That's all he-
him.
that's all he
That's
needs.
it.
That's it.
I just gotta pick it up. That's great.
Oh my God, I love that. All right, we've got some thank yous from yesterday from the ball pit. Murgatroyd Lou said, my beloved Staffy suddenly died from brain cancer yesterday.
Oh,
R.I.P.
no.
Josie. She listened to you every morning with me.
God bless you. I'm so sorry.
I hate that. I hate it. Lori Mazamuro on Venmo said hashtag walk away, reported gaining thousands of followers after President Trump's speech. So maybe there's hope.
That is
Yes.
amazing. I love that.
That is amazing. Over on Locals, Osuki said, technically the speech was about the State of the Union, so I find nothing wrong in calling it that. Well, thank you,
Right.
Osuki.
There isn't anything wrong with calling it that.
Roth Lady Wright said there's something going around about a trans woman that says they changed her passport gender back to male. Sounds like fake news to me. No, that's not fake news because Trump said you cannot have an X. You cannot have the gender on your passport that is not correspondent with the sex on your birth certificate. So that's not fake news. Roth Lady Wright said one of the women they apparently trafficked was from Florida. That is what was said on one of the reports last night. I'm assuming that's the Tate story. So yeah, I mean, if there's evidence, like go. You know what I mean? It just seems very suspicious that they all of a sudden opened up a case while he was flying back and it made news. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, now you.
Okay. Robin Dye. Her Dems didn't clap for DJ because Trump supposedly cut funding for childhood cancer funding.
No, it didn't. Oh my God.
He didn't. Actually, that's false. You can look. There are a lot of left-wing sites that'll tell you that he did, but he didn't. I think what he was cutting is the bureaucracy in some of these places, but he didn't actually cut the funding. So, Dems are going to dem, and they're going to tell you that's what he did, though. Brian Brumley, do we even know or believe that a mean mock paradigm exists? I can't wrap my arms around it. She can be
I can be mean.
She can be mean when she wants to be, and she can be what's the word? She can be like she's good at revenge when she needs to be. Yeah, which is why I really like that. I really like that. But she's never unhappy, which is a wonderful thing. Rachel Gerhart. Wow. Kay Collins smiling and being nice was kind of nice. I know it was
right,
weird, wasn't it? Yeah, it was really weird. Karen Pyra. They hate life. Don't let them surprise you anymore. They really do. They're miserable people. GCQC, thank you. Y'all get behind me and make a line to slap Jasmine Crockett.
I know. When she was like, wake me up and slap me, I was like, there are so many volunteers.
Volunteers
so many.
tribute. I will be tribute. Reba Henry, the language that Jasmine Crockett uses is disgusting. Please, Texas, vote her out. Yes, please vote her out. Dan Crenshaw, Al Green, get them all out. Sherry Fox.
Yeah.
Joy. We have joy. We are the party of joy and common sense. They are the party of whining and entitlements. Yes, Sherry. Very true.
It's true.
Bo Mama 8. Geez, just look at the body language. The whole time Cory Booker is leaning in and his hobbit friend is leaning away. The kid looks scared of him. He does. He looks like.
Am I frozen or is it you?
No, I'm not frozen.
Who's frozen?
I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. I'm good.
It's me. Was it me?
I think it was you. Yeah, I think it was you because I
Sorry.
did not freeze. Raymond Cromley. Chicks on the right love you. We love you too, Raymond. Thank you. Rasputin's Rabbit. Was Mike Johnson arrested last night for a DUI?
No, it was his chief of staff. And it wasn't last night. It was the night of the State of the Union.
Okay. That's not good. Not good.
No, it's not.
No. Melissa Adler. Trump pointed out Bondi in a speech a lot. Do you think it was to give her a break from the heat, or was it a boss move to get to work, or else I'm watching you? I think it was a boss move. I noticed that too. It's kind of like, I'm going to give you props. I'm going to build you up a little bit. Now do your freaking job. You have a directive. We have a mandate. You have a mandate. Put forth the mandate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I took it too. Jose Rodriguez, morning from Texas, home of my man DJ. Let's get this straight. Let's get this straight. It was the JATC joint address to Congress. Now take my money.
It was the State of the Union, and I'm sticking to it.
I get anything. It was just him talking to the American people, which was great. And I loved it. Thank you, Jose. You guys bringing it in? Bringing it in. We have one more day this week, you guys. We're on the downhill slope to Friday. You guys have a fantastic Thursday. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.